Hey guys, Ashley here, also on the HB fan. I'm back with another video. Look at me, dropping 2 videos. The reason why I'm doing this is because I just couldn't stop thinking about this topic. I can't talk too much about it, so I decided I'm just going to talk about it. And I decided to make a top 10 list of characters I will never like. Like, no matter what people say, no matter what these characters do, I would just never like them. There is no fiber in my being, no atom in my body that would ever let me like these characters. So I have an honorable mentions list before I get into the top 10. Now this might be a part 2 video because I have things I need to do. So I don't want to be talking for way too long, So what I decided to do is I'm going to do the first 7 characters and do the first 7, 10 to 7, and then I'm gonna do 6 to the first, or I can rephrase it and say 1 through 6. But you guys get it. Sorry if it sounds confusing. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. First, I'm gonna do the first 10. I'm gonna do the first 10. So let's get to it. The rest will be in a part 2 video. So let's get to honorable mentions. My top 5 honorable mentions are. Coming number 5 is Lily Vanderwoodson from Gossip Girl. I would never like Lily. I think she's a very horrible parent. Like, as much as I don't like the fact that Serena did try to call her out in front of everyone about being a bad parent, I don't think that was the time and place. Private moments are private. It's not for the whole world to know. I still think Lily is a trash parent. I just feel like she was never there for Serena. And I can only think why is because in the TV show they really make Serena's problems very transparent, just very spilled milk problems. Serena never has anything real going on besides being with a man. She's basically her mother. She's letting men run her life. She's so fed up with daddy issues. She's just everything she claims she hated. But this isn't about Serena, this is about Lily. I just feel like Lily is just a really bad parent. I just feel like she's never really there for Serena and Eric emotionally at all as a mom. I feel like she's so fed up in a man's world that she lets men control her every move, and I just feel like that just makes her a really bad parent. Like, she cares about men so much that she can't keep her eye on the ball with her children. And I feel like besides that, I don't really have anything, not a lot against Lily, besides the fact that she's just a very terrible mom, and that she's not there, she's very neglectful, and she's not there emotionally for Eric and Serena, and I thought that was just never anything like her. I just like, I don't know, she's just a really terrible mom, and the fact that she tried to give Serena advice on how to do this and do that, it's like, take your own advice. Look into the mirror and take your own advice, you hypocrite. I can't, as much as I can agree with her on Serena not wanting to go to college and trying to find out who she is, I do think Serena should have done that. I think if Serena would have done that, she probably would have found some purpose outside of dating all the time. But it's really funny that Lily would tell her to do that, because it's like, Lily, she went to college, but what degree does Lily have? What? She said she went to Brown. What did she go to college for? What degrees does she have? She's not a businesswoman. She don't work either. So that's just very hypocritical to tell your daughter, don't leech off men, but isn't that what you do? I don't want to talk about Lily too long. You get my point. She's a very terrible mom. She's very hypocritical and just very conceited. I don't think she really cared about any else's problems besides her own. And men. That's all she cared about. Men, money, that's all she cared about. Men and money. That's it. If you ain't talking to Green, you ain't talking to Lily. Coming in at number 4 is Nate. Now I was like, what did Nate ever do? He was like, Nate was very boring. His character could have been completely ran off the show, and you wouldn't bat an eye. You can close your eyes and you'd be like, oh wait, Nate was here, but you could forget that Nate was there. He was literally a tree. He stands there and he doesn't say anything important. He doesn't do anything important. Nate was very boring. He was a boring love interest. He was a boring character. He had no layers. He had nothing. But I think one of the biggest problems I think I have with Nate is this spiritism bubble that shines on him. I think a lot of people forget the fuck shit that he do in this show. Like how the fact he cheated on Blair, even if him and Blair don't have no chemistry, I still don't condone cheating. He cheated on Blair, he still had feelings with Serena and lied about it the whole time in the relationship. And then he only wanted Blair when Chuck basically told him like, hey, she moved on from you and went to somebody else. I thought that was just like really fucked up that you trying to make it seem like you always wanted her. Try to make it seem like you always wanted her when you really didn't. Like, I didn't like that. So no, I don't respect that at all in season 1. Nick, I don't respect that. He played Blair the whole time. And he played my girl Jenny. He played Jenny the whole time. Basically tried to pit Jenny and Vanessa against each other over his whack ass. He played Jenny the whole time, and I didn't respect that either. How about the fact that he tried to publicly expose Serena for having an affair with his cousin, and his cousin was married? I don't respect that either. I don't respect you recording a video legally just because you in love with her. Not only does he record it illegally, he has the audacity to share it with the cousin's wife and then try to confess his feelings to Serena in the same episode. What? But Serena still dated this guy. She still dated the guy who publicly humiliated her at Thanksgiving dinner. He basically he planted a camera in the elevator to catch her and Chip kissing, and she still dated him? That's trash. Nate had a lot of fucked up ways in the show, and I just feel like nobody wants to talk about it because they feel like he was just so nice and blah 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 blah. No, Nate was doing fucked up shit the whole time. People want to turn their head to the left side because I guess he isn't as bad as the others. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Nate got so much money his motherfucking belt, and I don't like Nate. I personally just feel like he's very boring, and I don't like his storylines at all. Honestly, that's a lie. I liked his storyline in season 1 with his parents, his dad. I did like that, but he's just so boring. Like, he's so boring, and Chance Crawford is not that cute. Like, I feel like y'all was people really hyping him up during that time, and like, he wasn't that cute. He was alright, but he wasn't that cute. Like, he wasn't Ed Westwick. He wasn't Chuck. And that too, before I go into my number 3. It's funny to me that, when you think about it, Chuck was really a side character in season 1, and Nate was like this main character, but I feel like they did the right thing by making Chuck the main character and making Nate the side character, because Chuck is way more interesting than Nate. Ed Westwick just has way more charisma, and he has way more aura, and Chuck was just way more layered than Nate. So the writers did a great job of making Chuck the main character going forth on instead of Nate. Nate deserves to be in the background, just like Serena. He's not interesting, he's boring. There we go. So coming number 3, this one's gonna be short, sweet, and straight to the point. Miles from One Tree Hill. I cannot stand Miles. His whole character is being obsessed with dating, and I hate it. I got so sick of Miles falling for girls. I don't want to say no one's out of your league, because if you have the confidence, you can get whoever you want. But the problem with Miles is that he was always going for girls who had insecurities. Like, I feel like he thought he could fix them with who he was. I just feel like, no. He tried to be with Brooke. Brooke was full of insecurities, and that would have just been weird if they would have had made her and Moff a thing. I think that just would have been really weird. I think her and Moff are way better as best friends. I mean, what more evidence does Moff need? Brooke lowered herself to be with a guy like Felix. To me, that's insecurities. He tried to be with Rachel. Rachel was full of head and toes of insecurities. He tried to fix her. Who else? The other girl, Shelly, in season 4. He tried to fix her too because she was pregnant and she got an abortion. Like Nate. I mean, oh my God, why do you say Nate? Moff, you're not going to fix these girls with the insecurities that they have. They need to realize their own insecurities and build themselves up. You can't build somebody up if they don't feel like they worthy enough for nothing. If they don't feel good about themselves, how can you make them feel good about themselves? I don't think he's looking at that. I think he was just so desperate for anyone to be with him that he thought he could fix them. So it was really nice to see that a girl like Gigi just liked him for who he was, but he wasn't interested. And I'm just sitting like, isn't that what he cried about the whole show? About a girl not liking him? And then when a girl like Gigi does like him, he not interested because she ain't nobody like Rachel or Brooke. It's like, I'm irritated. This whole character was really annoying to me. I just feel like they should have made Skills a side main character over him. I don't know why they chose Mount. I really don't know. Skills would have just been a way more interesting character to have on the side, in my opinion. Coming number 2 is Conrad from The Summer I Turned Pretty in my honorable mention. I really don't like Conrad. I kind of already went on a rant about this in my thoughts on Summer I Turned Pretty. So far in the first 2 seasons, the writers have done nothing to make me be on Conrad's side. I absolutely cannot stand Conrad. I think he treats Billy and Jeremiah like shit. I feel like he deserves to be alone, to deal with his own demons, and to deal with his own shit, because he don't deserve to be around nobody. He drags everybody down with his attitude and his toxicity, and he's just all around toxic. I feel like his behavior is very red flaggy. It might not be to the extreme of like Damon Salvatore red flaggy, but he's definitely full of red flags. He's just, he don't have a clue what he wants. And I think he drags everybody down with his attitude and makes everyone just feel like shit when he's really the shit bag. So I would just never like Conrad. No matter how much the actor that's playing him is sexy as hell, I would just never like Conrad. And I stand on that. So coming number 1, I just have to say it. I'm sorry. I really enjoyed her character in the first 2 seasons, but after that, it was game over. So coming number 1 is Elena Gilbert from The Vampire Diaries. I feel like everybody was like wondering, like, is Elena on this list? And she is. Let me just say this. I love Nina Dobrev. I just hate what they did with her with Elena. They made Elena really have, in the first 2 seasons, especially in the first season, they kind of really made her character very clear on what it was going to be, and that was somebody who was looking for a glimpse of hope. She's looking for a light at the end of the tunnel somewhere, and she felt really dead inside because she lost her parents, and her life just turned upside down before she turned 18. And I feel like Stephen was that person that gave her a sense of hope. He made her believe in friendship. He made her believe in love again. He made her believe that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and she did the same thing too for Stephen. I feel like after the first 2 seasons, they really wrote Elena like this delicate flower, and that shit got really annoying. Like, she just, like, no matter what, she would just never be able to stand up for herself. Like, even if they were doing like stuff to like help her train, and like she never used that to her accent. Like, she never, I don't understand what they were doing with that. Like, trying to make her into this Buffy thing, it just never worked for me. And then they made her like so self-centered in the 4th season. I feel like turning her to a vampire was just the worst decision on planet Earth. I feel like if they would have never turned her, there could have been some hope for her character in season 4, because they were dragging her character down in season 3. Like I just said, she became like this delicate flower, but she did contribute to the plot. She, unlike other characters, Elena does move the storyline forward. No matter how much people don't want to believe that, she does. She does move the plot line forward because she's right in the middle of it. And they just made her character so whiny, so just very self-centered, and I really hate that. Like, and it's made you not like the character. It really just made her a very bland protagonist. If I could just get straight to it, it really made Elena a very bland protagonist. Like, I don't know. I think there was just so much potential in her being a character that the writers just, like, they said, fuck it. We're going to make her basically just a love interest, and that's it. Like, That's it. They dumbed her personality down. Like if you compare her character from season 1 to season 4, Elena is a whole different person. A whole different person. In the first season, she was not that annoying. She was not that whiny. She was actually very considerate, very selfless. She was full of so much compassion and patience. And then in the other seasons, they just basically made her like she's basically a love interest now. And then even her whole character about Damon, I think when she fell for Damon, that's when her character really took a U-turn. And that's just what I have to say about Lena. The writers really fucked her up, and it made me just not like her. But I love Nina Dobrev. I love Nina. She did a great job playing Catherine. I feel like she enjoyed playing Catherine a lot more than she enjoyed playing Elena, because Elena was just so bland. So bland. And I hate that. So Elena has to be on this list just for that. So now that we got the honorable mention out the way, let's get to the top 10. I'll be doing the top 10 right now. Part 2 would be 6 through so I'm gonna do 10 through 7, and then I'm gonna do 6 through 1. If that makes sense, because it's going down to 10. So yes. Okay, so number 10 is Serena Van der Woodsen from Gossip Girl. I don't hate Serena as much as I hate the other characters on this list, but Serena will be on this list. I really don't like Serena. Like I just said, I kind of already made a video about this already, but I'll try to be quick and fast with the pace about this one. I think Serena is very self-centered. I think she doesn't really care about anybody but herself. They really try to make her like this. She's the nice one and Blair's the mean one, when Serena ain't no better than Blair, period. Blair is way more layered. Blair will forever be a queen of the series. Blair is the reason you watch Gossip Girl. To stop lying. Serena is not the reason you watch Gossip Girl. Serena had the same storyline. Serena was very bland. All of her storylines were very boring. The only good real storyline she had was in the first 2 seasons with Dan, and that's it. After that, her character really served no purpose to the show. Just like Nate, you can take her character off Gossip Girl and you wouldn't forget that she was ever there. That's just how I feel. And I don't think Blake Lively is as charismatic as an actress as people try to make her. I don't know, Blake. I feel like she's just very bland as an actress. Like, no matter how good I see her in, I just feel like she plays the same character in each TV show or movie. She's just the blonde girl. She's just, I guess, the hot one, I guess. And to me, I just feel like that's very bland, very boring. She doesn't have no layers really as an actress. She has no acting range. And I feel like, to me, I feel like they were trying to make her like the head of the show, but late in Ministry really took it over and became the real headline of the show. She had the real charisma, unlike Blake. So, like I said, I don't like Serena. I can't get down with her, and I never will. So she's at the top 10. Her number 9 is Vanessa Abrams from Gossip Girl. I hate Vanessa. Oh my God, I hate her. She's so judgmental. Her whole personality is, I hate the rich kids. That's her whole personality, is that she hates the rich kids. And it's like, but isn't her parents lawyers? What? Aren't you rich? You just dress poor, I guess? Like, what? Hey, season 3, her parents are lawyers. Huh? To me personally, if you're that poor, you can't afford college unless you sign up for a scholarship. Just my opinion. No way is she affording a 4-year school if she's poor. Get the fuck out of here, Vanessa. You're just as a hypocrite as anybody else on this show that you try not to be. Every once in a while, everyone in this show is a hypocrite. Even my faves like Chuck, Blair, and Jenny, they're hypocrites too. They've done things that they can't take back. She's no different. She's no different. Her whole personality is that she hates the rich kids but yet she's around them all the time. She's dated someone and slept with someone in that inner circle. Child, bye. Vanessa, you're no different. Her character stayed on for way too long, and I'm tired of people saying she wasn't that bad. Get the fuck out of here. She was annoying as hell. She always had something to say, putting her 2 cents where the fuck it didn't belong, putting her nose in everyone's business where it didn't belong. She was just annoying as fuck. She was very clingy over Dan, being a motherfucking pick me in season 1. Like, girl, this is some motherfucking business. Bye. I will never, and I mean never, I would never like Vanessa. Ever. Coming number 8, Rufus is Gossip Girl. I hate Rufus. He is one of the worst TV show parents known to man. He is one of the worst TV show parents. He is so awful to Jenny. He treats Jenny like a black sheep. And I don't like it. No matter how many mistakes your kid makes, you never give up on them, or you don't punish one child and favor the other one. He always favored Dan over Jenny, and I think it's because Jenny wasn't going to just be a yes man. Jenny wasn't going to be no sheep. Jenny was going to do things her way. Was she very stubborn? Yes. Was it hard for her to listen to reason? Yes. And that was only because her feelings were never heard. Like, how the fuck is... God. There's so many examples with Rufus that it's even hard to keep track of them at this point. But there's so many. I think the biggest two for me is when Jenny told him that you have no idea how hard it is, Dad, to go to school with a plaster and a Metro Garden and just pretend like everything's gonna be okay. High school is very different from when you were there. You have bullying. Now, bullying was always a thing. But I feel like it's way harder to make friends in high school now than it probably was when people were going to school. It's way harder now. Jenny really had to throw her morals out the window just to fit in with people like Blair. And I hate that for her. But for her to be like, you're making a choice. Like, that's not real advice. That's not real advice. That's not real advice. You should be hugging your daughter and comforting her and telling her that, Jenny, you're way better than them. You don't have to do those things. That no matter where you come from, what matters is what's in here, not what you wear, not what you look like. It's the integrity you have. It's the morals and principles you have as a person. He basically telling her that's a choice you make, as if that's just gonna fix everything. Like he said, what don't you get? Do you want her to choose to have no friends? And, like, he just wasn't listening. Like, to me, I feel like that was terrible advice. The next one, when she came to him and said that she needed him to sign the eviction, and he said, this line chain manipulation, what are you talking about? What line chain manipulation? What, because she skipped school a couple times? What, because she said she wasn't going to school? What are you talking about? What, because she ran away? The only reason why she ran away is because you made her run away. You made it uncomfortable and unwelcome to the point that your own child had to pack up and go and stay with somebody else. Like, Rufus, shut the fuck up. When is he gonna take? He never once in this show took time to look into the mirror and ask himself and say, am I the problem? Am I the bad parent? They made it out to seem like Jenny was just this horrible daughter, and I fucking hate that. So for that, I will forever hate Rufus. And when he got with Lily, he became an even horrible parent. He became so neglectful and took his eye off the motherfucking ball with Jenny. He is awful. I would never like Rufus. Now, when I first watched the show, I did like him. I thought he was a great parent. But, child, that has changed. Because when it comes to Jenny, he is an awful dad. Awful dad. Very awful. I would never like Rufus. So, like I said, the first 7. So, coming in number 7 is Peter from Degrassi, The Next Generation. Peter was a creep. The writers, he exploded many on the internet with no repercussions. He almost got Darcy raped and kidnapped by a creep on the internet, exposing her sexy pictures that were supposed to be private, exposing them on the internet. Peter was just a creep, and he's the definition of white privilege. He really got away with everything because he was white. He never served no real repercussions for his bad behavior. And I don't understand why his character stayed so longer than it should. And I will never understand why they thought giving him a redemption arc would make people like him. I would never like Peter. Did he have like... I really stopped paying attention to his character after like season 6. Like after like 7, 8, and 9, I didn't care for him anymore. But like when he was there in season 5 and 6, if it was about Peter, it was gonna be a good storyline. I would say it was gonna be a good storyline. But the fact they would have Darcy break the guy, the fact they would have Darcy date the guy that exploited her on the internet is crazy to me. That to me is normalizing something very toxic, and I don't know why the writers did that in Degrassi. Very questionable. So like I said, this will just be my top 10, my first 7, and my honorable mentions right now. So part 2 should be out probably tomorrow if I don't do a double from work. So expect that, and thanks for listening.